Oh boy. Oh boy. Take just a second and listen to the goddamn your digs. Live. Yeah. Oh shit.
Yes, I'm young, I'm black, I'm ghetto in the motherfucking project steps. Yes, I'm young, I'm black, I'm strapped, I'm on kick, hold your head. Yes, I'm young, I'm black, I'm ghetto in the motherfucking project steps. Yes, I'm young, I'm black, I'm strapped, I'm on kick, hold your head.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. You know what it is, boy. We back at it like crack addicts, boy. Crack addict, man. You know what this is, man. We back at it, man. This is a Friday, man. This is what we do. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? And let me just stop the music right quick because my illustrious co-host is back. She left me hanging last week, but you know I struggled through it. I mean, I didn't struggle through it. I powered through it.
You powered through it.
Oh yeah, I powered through it. I had to. You know, this is what we got to do when we do the show. You know what I'm saying? We got to make shit happen. I can't just because you had to call in sick. Don't mean the show got to stop. And just for people out there that don't know, if you're doing something out there, man, just because somebody just ain't there, you know what I mean? You know they're gonna be there next week. The shit still gotta go.
It's true.
With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and just let y'all know right now. I'm glad to have my illustrious co-host back. Nash Vino is in the motherfucking building. And we back at it. You know what this is, man. This is that motherfucking show Unwrapped. We got a great one tonight. And I am your host, Heat Detective, and of course. We got the engineer who has hijacked our goddamn stream once again is in the motherfucking building. And we got a great guest tonight coming out of Long Island by means of Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say nothing about that. I'm just gonna let the man live right now. But we got KEL C on the show, man. Put your hands together. Look at my man's in there. Let's get straight to it. You know what I'm saying? KEL C was cracking, baby.
Welcome, man. How are you?
Hey, man, we good, man. We gravy, man. We all about that business.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Thanks for having me.
How you feeling this? Oh, not a problem, man. Much gratitude to you for being on our little janky ass show. We're gonna make it big, though. I promise you. We're gonna make it big. You can put that on my country cup. You put that on my country cup, we gonna make it big.
That should look like pickle juice.
Man, yeah.
Look like moonshine.
Hey, call it what you want, man. I'm gonna get there. But so anyways, man, KEL C, thank you so much for being on the show. Shout out to my man's KEL C. We get a round of applause for my man for being on the goddamn show, man. I hear he's a great producer.
That's what you hear.
That's what I heard. I also heard that he's a radio show host.
Oh.
Yeah. See, now I'm a terrible host right now because I tell him the name of the show because I know it's loud. Wait a minute. Beats galore? No, I'm sorry.
Damn.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Overlord Radio.
Overlord Radio. Can we get some gunshots for that? Yeah. Overlord Radio. I love the name, by the way. Shout out to CT is in the building.
Yes.
So Overlord Radio, man. This guy's doing a lot. He's, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, how old are you?
I'm 33.
33. I was young man. He ain't a kid.
Mm-mm.
He a grown man.
Right.
Let's go ahead and just get right into it. Let's just jump right into it. How long you been in music and producing? Just producing. We ain't gonna get to the radio yet. Let's just talk about the production.
I've been producing for about 17 years now. So.
You said 17?
Yeah, I've been making beats for a while. Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, long
I like the numbers. I like the numbers because if you was gonna throw some shit out there like 5 years or something, last week, some shit like that, I might have something to say. But 17, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a pass.
It's pretty thorough.
And the reason I said that, please don't take offense. The reason I say that is because you know how we live in now, this internet shit, you know. You go online, you download some shit, next thing you know, you're a producer.
Yeah.
At least that's what you tell everybody.
That's true.
Right.
You know?
Nah.
Would you call yourself a straight up producer right now? Because, you know, there's a difference between a beat maker and a producer.
Well, we could get into that. I mean, I started out as a beat maker, you know.
Right.
Equipment, I was 16, and I had the MPC 1000 and trying to and stuff like that, you know.
You said your pop started for you?
Yeah. Shout out to my pops.
Shout out to his pops, man. Can we get something? Shout out to his pops. A lot of pops out there ain't just buying their kids something that's $2,000-$3,000. That's grown man equipment right there.
Well, it's actually more than that. Yeah, he went. It helped for my grandfather as well. Like, I mean, we had a Mackie mixer, had some the whole like setup. Actually, my brother in the chat, he could vouch. He was there. You know what I'm saying?
Is that who CT is? Is that who CT is?
Yeah, that's my
he said, I know what he meant. I know what he meant by that. Connecticut's in the building. I got it. Can we get a round of applause for Connecticut? Can we get a round of applause for Connecticut showing up in the building?
Okay. Producer invest a couple grand. Like, had you been like playing around? Like, had you what did you do to make them be like, you know what? Let's do this real quick. Like, right?
Yeah, because it was a lot of money spent. Just me showing him my interest, and he knew. I mean, I've been around hip hop my whole entire life. You know what I'm saying? And he knew I had the bug from early because by myself, I was just telling my man Matt the other day, just imagine a 7-year-old listening to Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not knowing what I'm saying, but I'm 7 years old sitting in front of the stereo, and I'm like mesmerized. And, you know, and I had shout out to Ski Beats who did Dead Presidents. And
right.
I was able to tell him, like, bro, like, just imagine when you dropped that, you was in your mid 20s, there was a 7-year-old out there listening to this beat, like, yo, I can't wait till I'm able to do something.
Right.
So, you know, that's something he knew. My father knew, like, okay, let me.
He saw it in your eyes.
Yeah. So, and he gave me a bag of tapes too. You know, he had the bag of tapes with, you know, The Shining from Smith & Wesson, Purple Tape.
Oh, man. Shout out to your dad being an old head. Like, shout out to your dad. Can we get some gunshots and everything? Yeah.
Push all them goddamn buddies for him.
Yeah, he definitely put me on, like, he put me on, even going back to, like, listening to the soul music with the Shy Lights, Isaac Hayes. Barry, you know.
Oh yeah, you've been very versed in the things that are necessary, the actual elements that are necessary for a young buck trying to get in the game and understanding how these things are put together. And especially, I'm taking it that you're a very, very creative person in general.
I'll say so. I'll say so myself. Yeah, I'm pretty creative. So yeah.
So at what age did you go from beat maker to producer?
Now see, to be a producer, I feel like that's you.
I was waiting for it. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's you sitting down with an artist and having a whole idea. You may not be the one penning the writing for the artist, but being there to help guide them. You know what I'm saying? As far as the hook and things like that, or
structure and whatnot.
Even down to, you know, the image of the video they want to shoot. You know, a producer is more than just hitting pads and sequencing. That's not a producer. So
no, a producer's the one that, like, it's like if you come in and you got a song. Maybe one of the things that I tell people when I used to record them a lot, you know what I mean? I'd be like, first of all, you can't come in here with your emotions on your sleeve. No. You know, you got to be able to take constructive criticism, and you also have to be able to maneuver, because nothing is set in stone. So if I'm sitting back and I'm a real producer and I'm listening intently to everything and an idea pops in my head, because it sounds like it would go with it. Take my advice and run with it. What I'm telling you, because more so than less, it's gonna work, and it'll enhance and make things better. Because because I think what it is, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Kelsey, is that our ear becomes really a finely tuned instrument alone by itself. And so we hear things that other people won't hear. And we even hear it in our head, you know. And I told somebody one time, when I told them that they wanted to start making beats, I said, once I explain this shit to you, you'll be able to listen to music and turn things off in your mind while you're listening to it. So like I can listen to a song. If I only want to hear the hi-hats and the close hats, I can turn it off in my head and really only focus on just that. You know what I mean? It's like I have a mute button for everything that I'm listening to. If I want to hear just the vocals, I can pretty much mute the whole song in my head and only hear it as an acapella. You know what I'm saying? Does that ring true?
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's times where you may feel you want to add a drop here, or you feel the artist may, you know, have something to really say at this point, so you take the instruments out. Is the producer term is so broad, you know. And to answer your question, I feel like the age where I've tapped into that was actually recently, because I met an artist named Kumbaya, and I helped like cultivate what she was putting out. And even as far as like her project, I may not have produced everything on it, but the majority of the beats on there, it was picked by me to send to her because I knew it would be a match. So that's on some like producing. So me being a producer, I would say pass over like 2 years, 3 years, I would say. So.
But that process in between those 17 years, that all led you up to this point.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm just saying, it's like, don't downplay all of that,
right?
Because you were probably producing things, but maybe you didn't take it in your head as you were actually a producer, quote unquote.
Well, I'll say I was just trying to, I don't know, let's just say produce my situation to where I could fully indulge in becoming like reaching my potential. Because I say that because there was years I wasn't even doing music, you know, those whole 17 years I was working and I didn't have equipment. You know what I'm saying? It was only until when I moved out here, you know, and my girlfriend, well, my wife now, she helped me get my equipment, where I moved out here and started back up again. So, you know, you have your ups and downs and things like that. But like you said, all that whole time is super important, and it made me where I am now, for sure.
Right. Now, I want to touch on something that I always touch on to everybody, because it is extremely important. First of all, my co-host thinks that the production team from No Limit Beats by the Pound are by far, or at least in the top 5 of production teams in the world, and I think she's out of her goddamn mind.
That's not true.
But anyways, that's not what I was going to say, but I had to throw that in there.
I knew what you was going to ask about the creative connection relationship.
Yeah, most definitely. One of the things I tell people all the time, like, it's so important for a creative person to have the right partner, wife, girlfriend, whatever, because that's an intricate part. And the thought process, and shout out to your wife for having that foresight to know that this is probably what makes you happy, and is probably going to make you successful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And to have the wherewithal to do that and to help you get all that equipment to her, man. Shout out to her, man. Let's get a little something for her. But because I think that a lot of guys that are in the game, they don't really understand that. And then when they're falling off and they're doing shit, they don't really understand that it's probably the person that they're with that is not backing them, and or not giving them the positive reinforcement that they need, especially in those intimate, you know, relationship. I ain't talking about sex. I'm just talking about in a relationship.
And you also got to know when to give them space.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be able to like do your thing, because if this, and like I said, if you've been doing this for 17 years and you are 30 some odd years old, that means for half of your life you've been doing music.
Yeah.
And so that means it's an intricate part of who you are. So it's like, accept that, or it's going to be a bad relationship.
Period.
It'll never work out.
Yeah,
It'll never work out.
definitely.
I think that's a fair assessment.
And I say this to every show, don't I? Because I think it's so important for people to understand that. And I think it's so important for guys or women or transgender, whoever in the fuck's man. You see, I got to be politically correct, and I hate that shit.
You don't.
He, she, them, hey, hi, ho, ho, whatever the fuck.
Just let
it rip, tater chip.
Just let it be.
All right, fuck it. Any of you motherfuckers out there, you know what I'm saying? If you gay, if you whatever the fuck you make beats, god damn it. You gotta have, if that nigga pumping you in the ass at night, man, he better understand he gotta let you, you gotta be able to, you know what I'm saying? You go in the studio and do your thing.
You just violate the
what?
You violate the carpool lane every time.
Shit, you told me to go ahead.
Just don't say it. Just say relationship.
I thought you meant go ahead and you do me. All right.
Like,
fuck it. Can I take it back?
No. Everyone,
I ain't taking it back.
Forget the last 3 minutes that he said.
Fuck it. Whatever your partner is. Whatever your partner is. I don't personally care.
Yeah. But
I'm just saying, having the information out there, having a partner out there that understands, you know what I'm saying? Because you might need, I'm fortunate. I have a partner that understands shit. I'm comfortable down here. I don't give a fuck. The house could be burning down.
That's not good.
Well, as long as I get the beat done.
But how the fuck you gonna know how people receive it?
Get out?
Listen, I'm grabbing the equipment and I'm kicking all them over before I get. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing the George Costanza when they thought there was the building was on fire, and he knocked down the old lady and everything's fire. But he grabbed the plate too on the way out. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, my bad, man. It's important. It is important to have someone, let me digress and get serious. It is important to have somebody that understands.
Right.
And understands not just, he's just doing music and all whatever. That could be any kind of voice, just so y'all know. Okay. That could be a girl, that could be a boy, it could be a she, he, whatever. I try to keep it gender neutral. He's just on in the studio doing his thing. Yeah. Cool. But you need someone like that. And also to like a strong backbone, because it takes a lot, because as creators, we crazy.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, I would say.
Told you.
I mean, you also have to like show for it too. Like whoever, is in the relationship you're with, they got to see that, number one, yeah, you're into it. But number two, they're seeing some type of result. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
no. There's got to be a goal. There's got to be yeah. They understand it.
Yeah. So
because when the shit pop, you know what they're gonna do.
Right.
How much you need?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's the trade-off, and that trade-off is beautiful. And who cares? You know what I'm saying? So let's dig a little deeper in the recesses of your mind right now. Okay. As a producer, where would you say you were at your height, like in production? No. Let me take that back.
Yeah.
Let me take that question back. I'll get to that one in a second, because the one that's really pressing my mind right now is, where do you think? Because first, let me ask. It's two-part. Are you classically trained or self-taught? One. Okay. And if you're not classically trained, where do you think the ideas come from?
Good question.
I don't think anyone's ever asked me that. No, I'm not classically trained. And to answer the second part, where I get it from, it's like repetition in a way that I listened from the time I was young to when I was 16, that period of time, I listened. It was like an obsession. I listened to hip hop every single day, like all sorts of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's not an answer to where do you think the ideas that you making the music come from. And I only say that. No, hold on, because my point's it's gonna come to something. The reason I say that, because this happens to a lot of artists, a lot of creators, is that when you make something and then you go back maybe a month too later, you listen to it and you go, what the fuck was I thinking? How often does that happen to you?
That doesn't happen often. That doesn't happen.
Shame on you.
Well, you mentioned, you talking about when you were 7 when you were listening to Reasonable Doubt. I'm just curious when you were listening to music at that age, like what were you taking it apart then, or were you just listen, like enjoying it? What, like the technical things, like where was that jumping out at you at that time?
No, nothing technical was jumping out. It was strictly like emotions that I just felt. Now, not based off what he was saying, because I had no clue what Hov was speaking on. That's totally really the music and like just how things were put together, how it made me feel. Like I was just like, wow, like this like sounds amazing, you know, whether it made me feel sad or made me feel aggressive, you know, that's what I was paying attention to. And I kept trying to find other music that made me feel that way, to where it was like, I want to eventually make that one day. So to go back to the other question, where I get my ideas from, I try to create to replicate to replicate the way I felt when I heard those records, but in a new way.
Right. Nice answer.
I love that.
Nice. The reason I had asked that, because I've had, you know, throughout all the years of making music and shit, and I go back and I listen to like a lot of old stuff, and I'm like, man, I remember the sample, I remember that, but I don't remember exactly what I was thinking. And I have this term that I call being poked in the head by God. You know what I'm saying? As a creator, sometimes ideas and shit just come. We don't know where those ideas come from, and we don't know how the outcome is going to be. And then when it's done, we go, damn, I did that. But we really don't know. That's what I was searching for. But in the question, because sometimes, when we hear shit, we really don't know. Like we know, like I know what I'm headed for when I'm putting a beat together.
Yeah,
I know the goal. Sometimes the goal in the beginning, the ending product is not that at all.
Yeah,
but it's better than what I thought it was going to be. And I have no idea what I was low key possessed while doing it. You know, you kind of get in the zone. You might call it zone. You might call it whatever the fuck you want. I call it God poking you in the head. You know what I'm saying? Because being a creative person, you're on a different plateau in thinking.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
I'll say this though. My thing is that, you know, in the beginning, I was imitating people, like literally copying other producers. I use it as a stencil, to the point where it was like I did that so much from that small period of time. I eventually was like, I'm gonna start. It's like training wheels. You know, once you start getting that balance off, then you start writing yourself. That's kind of how I took it. So eventually I start doing my drums different from Primo or high tech, because I've studied them so much to where I don't even want to do what you're doing. I want to do something that people recognize my drums for me. And I'm just lucky.
Would you say you have a signature sound right now?
Absolutely. I won't even try to brag. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah. No, that's not a braggadocious thing, man. There's nothing wrong. Look, you got 17 years in this shit.
Yeah.
You got 17 years in this, bro. You can say what the fuck you want to say, how you want to say it, except for don't talk about pumping anybody in the ass or anything like that, because apparently my co-host said that's wrong.
No,
don't do that.
No, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But we're not going to judge anyone.
No, I'm not judging you.
I'm just saying.
You judging me for what I said?
No, I'm just
okay.
We're in the trust tree.
Can we move on? The trust tree?
We are in the trust tree.
I never heard of the trust tree.
Whatever you want to talk about.
Is that a climbable tree? Come on, can we get back to KEL C? He's in the building. D, Jesus Christ.
Go open up that box.
Come on, man.
Talking about climbing trees.
All right. Okay, so during your process, let's say you made the pivot. All right. The pivot was you were sounding like so on, or this person. Every time you made a beat, you were like, oh, this beat right here is more. I'm making this like Premiere, or I'm making this beat. I'm gonna make this sound more like Dre.
Yeah,
Dr. Dre, that is. Right. Or whatever. So when you pivoted into like, now I'm gonna start making my own shit. What was the thought process? Did it happen all of a sudden? Did it happen, piece by piece, or did you wake up like one day and you're like, fuck these niggas, not fuck them, but did you wake up one day and said, you know what, no more of this shit, or did it happen gradually?
It was a gradual process, but that gradual process was it was quick. It wasn't like a year. I say like 6 months, because when I got that equipment, I was downstairs like every single day doing it. You know what I mean?
Gotta be
every single day. So when you putting in that type of time, eventually, and this is what I'm gonna say. I made the same drum programming for like a year straight. I was making the same drums for 1 year to where I was tired of it. And at that
like boom, like a boom bap. Yeah, that happened.
And I was doing that over and over to the point where I got tired of it. And then as I'm doing this, I'm still studying other producers. And then eventually I just came into my own drum pattern to where it's like, if people hear the beat, they know it's me. Like, I don't even have to put a producer to hear the program and know it. So
speaking on that, I was quite pleased to find out that, okay, so in this conversation that we're having of you finding out who you were, I found out that you also make drum packs.
Yes, I do. Sloppy loops.
Do you make sample packs as well?
I don't. I haven't gotten to that yet, but I definitely have drum packs on deck. Yeah. And
these are drums that you have filtered, layered, done. These are like your sound specifically.
The individual sounds I got from different places, but me programming them, putting them together, no, I did all.
I understand.
Yeah,
I understand.
What was your motivation behind creating those?
It's natural progression.
That and a lot of people, they complimented me on the drums, and plus I'll be able to collab with other people that way, because and I feel collaboration is key. It's super key to get to the next level. So with that drum kit I was able to at least have a conversation with DJ Battlecat, and he was just like, man,
Battlecat's dope.
Your drums is crazy, like, and I'm sure he has joint that he's played with my drums in it. So if it was just me producing, I don't think I would have been able to have that, I guess, entryway to have that conversation with. Or
go ahead. No, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
It's fine. So, I did that on purpose, and in Ski Beats, he was telling me I should do that,
Ski Beats, shout out to Ski Beats.
Yeah, so he has this thing called Smack Pack, Smack Pack challenges, and producers could bring their sounds and things like that. And I started doing that, and then eventually I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this myself. So that's how that worked.
You mentioned collaboration. What does true collaboration mean to you?
Ooh, good question.
True collaboration is like, number one, mutual respect.
My man.
It has to be a mutual respect. So
it has to.
I have not too many, but guys that I collaborated with, I either they're as a pair, or I like really like look up to them. Or it's not a person I look down on. We are on the same level, or it's somebody that is greater than me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel there has to be a mutual respect, period, for each other's craft, and it can't. Yeah, so that's it.
That's a great answer, because like that is like I think any real producer would feel that same way, because you could never really collaborate with someone if the mutual respect isn't there.
Yeah, and that ego.
Because if their ego is all the way over here and your ego is like low key, just even keel, it's not going to work. Nope. There has to be an understanding. There has to be an understanding of who that person is, a respect for what they do, and a mutual respect for whatever the producer does. And then on top of that, let's get into something, just to pivot real quick, about artist period. And I talk to her, my co-host, my illustrious co-host, all the time about artists. And as producers, because we're artists ourselves, we are creators ourselves, there's a certain kindred spirit that we kind of see and understand immediately. There's a vibe, you know what I'm saying? Like, who you can fuck with, and you know this is going to be a tough session.
Yep.
Just by the creativity that they bring into the room, the aura and the creativity that they bring in the room, a true artist is going to come in and just be open.
Yes.
Crack jokes, be whatever, and you'll immediately get on the same plane, so to speak, with them.
But let's say the person is not that way. Let's say it's going to be a rough session. What do you do to kind of
you muscle through it? But they're not a collab.
Well, I'll be honest. I haven't really been in that type of situation. If I'm in the studio with somebody, it's normally a person where I know them already, and you know, if it's a person I'm not going to get along with, I'm not even going to be there. You know, and
but you never know you're not going to get along with them until you get in there with them.
Yeah.
To make the story make a little bit more sense, or the question, or whatever. KEL C and I were having a little bit of a conversation, and we said, wait, we had to wait till the show, before the show, because I was telling him about a lot of times how we talk, and I'll say, look, you know, you'll see that artists are a certain way, and if you're a true creator, you're going to be able to see the same traits, the same things immediately.
Right.
And there are some that slip through the cracks that are not that creative or not creative at all. But because of the internet and everything, it's so easy for them to jump in, do something, and it sounds like they're really creative or whatever. But, you know, that shit's dead. But we'll be able to see that shit immediately by the energy that they bring, because a true creator is going to be a certain kind of way when they walk in a building. That's why the questions I ask about things when we interview people, and I'm not trying to cut you off because I really want your input on this, KEL C. But when we have an artist come in, you automatically, like, there's a spider sense. You know that motherfucker's the real deal without him even sitting down, picking up a pen yet, or on his phone or doing whatever. He's in the vibe when he walks in the building. He's checking your vibe, you're checking his vibe, but it's not even a checking situation. It's like shit just happens. That's the moral of the story. It becomes so organic that you just low key, no homo, fall in love with each other, like in the process.
In the place, and they just aligned.
And everything, it's like the stars align.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things that I say all the time. I tell my illustrious co-hosts, you know, when we interview artists, real artists, I can say things that they'll totally fucking understand. And it's not because we were doing the same thing or making beats or something. It's almost like a spiritual thing, if I could say that. We understand true creators and true people who do this, who understand our shit as well, and understand what we're doing, because they see it too.
Right.
Because the true motherfucker is going to come in there and see, like, they're going to look at KEL C and be like, oh, my man's is on his shit. I love that. They're going to get jacked over that shit. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get hyped. They're going to be on something.
Right.
You shake his hand, and the way he shakes your hand and how he introduces himself and everything, like, my man's, I fucks with this. You know what I'm saying? And then once you get into that creative process, then it really starts to hit home. You be looking at them up and like, man, you remind me of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Does that make sense, bro?
Yeah, no, you're going at it in a real detailed way, which is important, because I feel like when you first meet a person, you know, my thing is, if you look at me in my eyes, I feel like if a person looks at my eyes, they're not confident, or they hiding something that they don't want me to see. That's number one. So it all starts there. You know what I'm saying?
And every creator feels that way. I mean, I'm not trying to cut you, but every creator feels that way. You need to see some eye contact, because I can see in your soul. Yeah. Let me see in your soul right quick.
Important. Yeah, that's super important. So, you know, it starts from there. And then, of course, if we have the same interests, or we listening to the same people, you know, another. But I feel certain times people, they'll be in a session and they may not get nothing done because they may get caught up in the conversation, or because you know, I feel like going to the studio for certain people is like an escape from just life in general. They do nothing but just being there and having you know, which is fine. But me, I'm on some like, listen, if you certain sessions will cost like $600, I gotta at least produce something.
Yeah.
We got something. So I'm not really on that type of time where it's like studio and nothing happens. Like if nothing happens,
But
the conversation we had will lead us into the next thing for next session.
thank you. That's what I was just about to say.
That's
Because
right
I've been in multiple situations. I don't even know. I can't even count on my hands and toes where the vibe was so good we forgot, and a whole nother session is coming in. And I would just tell my mans, whoever was there at the moment, my bad. I ain't even going to charge you for this shit. And let's just book another session.
And we'll
pick it up from there. But man, it's been great. You know, and we might have spent 2 hours just talking and chopping it up. Him playing beats, I'm playing beats. We just going back and forth. And like I said, next thing you know, the next session is coming in the door like, hey. And it's like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'll be like, no, I ain't even gonna charge you, fam. It's good. It's love. You know what I'm saying? Come back through, man. I can't wait. When are you ready? Because my other session is here and we got to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I totally understand it. I've been in that situation way too many motherfucking times. But yeah, let me ask you. So in this process that you've been going through, as far as music and everything, when did you decide to pivot and why into radio?
Oh, that was supernatural. And it is not like radio per se, because the show is on Instagram. So it's not like I'm.
No, it don't matter. It don't matter. Speak it into existence, fam.
But the way that happened is, shout out to my brother, here, I don't want to say his government, but Overlord. That's his producer name.
Kib, it's that. I don't know. Is that your brother Kib?
No, not him. No, this is he's not my.
You talking about your blood.
No, he's not my. That's my blood brother here, Kib. Yeah, that's in the chat. But no, this man, Overlord, who is the co-host with me on Overlord Radio, and one day, because I often do like beat videos. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see my page is full of like beat videos. He does, he directs all of them. He's the cameraman. And one day he started Overlord Radio, but it wasn't like an actual thing. So when we were at his house one time, we were waiting for somebody to send something back to us. And he was like, yo, let's just go live and start taking submissions in. Because the show is based off of us taking in a submission and judging it and saying whether we think the beat is hot or not. And,
now, one would say, who gives y'all the right to say if it's hot or not?
Well, look, they just look at
what? Tell me the credentials you fucking have to say if something's hot or not.
The credentials I have.
Who are you? Who's Overlord?
That's the only credential I have. It's just my opinion. And
you're right. Wait, listen. Don't ever say that, fam. You got 17 years and you fucking with it. Those are your credentials.
Right. And
I just had to fuck with you right quick.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's straight. But people have a choice to pull up or not. Like they've seen what I've done. They've seen, the work I've put in. So they may feel my word means something. Can
I cut you real quick? Since you talking all that shit, since you saying, yeah, nigga, I'm you know what I'm saying? I've been in the game 17 years, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm solid as fuck. Everybody know me, nigga. You don't know me? And I'm like, no. And you're like, shit, sit up. Anyway, fam, listen. Let's go ahead, man. I want to see what you got. Play a little something. Now I'm gonna critique your ass, man. Play a little something, man. Let's go ahead. Hey, listen. This is a first.
Is it?
Kinda.
Yeah.
This is a first. We gonna have a motherfucker play his beats,
right?
And I'm low key gonna critique him on some Overlord shit. Okay? Can I be? Can I Overlord for a second?
Overlord, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Now we gonna hide your shit. Just go. When you ready, then I'll pull it up. Because I don't want nobody see your info or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. I'm ready. Whenever I'm ready to press play.
But I see shit on the side. I don't know what it is. All right, no. You're gonna have to turn something down because we feedback.
Why can't he just play it? And
because he had it a certain way earlier, and there was no feedback, no nothing, and he said he wasn't gonna fuck with it, but I think low key he fucked with it because I think low key he might be scored. He might be scored. He might be scored.
No, I ain't scared. Hold on 1 second. Let me see.
I didn't say scared. I said scared. You know, in the South, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah,
I'm not scared of you. I'm not afraid.
Right.
Yeah, but you might be scared.
I don't know if I've ever said afraid before in my life.
Scared?
Now I got to use afraid in a sentence.
Afraid? You've never heard that?
No, I've never actually said it. I don't think.
Oh, interesting. I also just to build off that real quick. My mother told me one time. I said I was sorry for something when I was a kid, and she said, "Don't you ever be sorry. Sorry is a sign of weakness. Apologize."
Yeah, we had a conversation about that. Yeah.
Don't ever be sorry. Apologize. Sorry is a sign of weakness.
It feels that way.
All right, let's see what you got, kiddo.
All right.
We got back again. I'm down.
Something's in my background, right? Hold on 1 second.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. IBRs.
Because he got two.
Yeah, you got two. You got two shits playing, fam.
So if we have this one, can we get rid of his original one?
No, he did it earlier. But what I'm saying is, I don't know what you did earlier when we were doing the sound check, fam.
Hold on 1 second.
You need to go back to that because this is completely different. Because this got the Hold on, let me show it on the stream. Yo. Okay, I don't hear nothing, but you ain't playing nothing, so that's a whole nother thing. And we got an infinity background.
Here we go.
Okay,
perfect.
Turn it up a little bit. That sounds like I like it. Turn it down just to come here. Did I say come here? My bad.
I love that.
I'm full of these entendres. You know, is that the right word, entendres? Yeah, I think so. No. Oh wait, hold on. We wasn't done listening to that. Whoa.
That was magical, whatever that was.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you when to shut the motherfucker off, man. I was still critiquing, but I was listening while I was critiquing, as I was telling my illustrious co-host, because I said I asked you to turn it down, a cunt hair, and she said she liked that word, and I was like, yeah, I'm full of these entendres, and I said, am I using that word in the right context? Anyways, run that beat back, sir.
Okay.
Trust me, I'm gonna tell you when to shut it off. Yeah. I hear some killer in that. I hear some Trey in that. Woo. Very nice. Oh, that's enough of that. I feel like you started off showing off. You know you're supposed to give them a little bit and then get to your height. You don't show off in the beginning, fam. Yeah. That's put me in a whole mode. I might fuck around and start rapping to that bitch.
No.
Nah. I ain't drunk. Is that formatted in song mode and everything?
Yeah, this is in song mode, but this beat is took already. I just played the beat.
Yeah, put that online so I can steal it.
Damn.
Put that online so I can educate myself a little bit.
Now play that other one that you had started to play.
Okay, here you go.
Okay. I say, Connecticut, stand up! Connecticut, stand up! That's your man's right there. Beautiful, man, beautiful.
Thank you, bro.
Drums are fabulous. The drums are fabulous.
Very theatrical.
Yeah. Man, nice sprinkles of Dr. Dre in that bitch.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Beautiful, man. I'm about to say, man. Why are you playing with yourself, man? Listen.
Give me little exercise vibes.
Yeah, man. Oh, this could be tore the fuck up. Black Thought. Black Milk.
Yeah.
Shit. Some real Detroit niggas, some real LA niggas would kill this shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know a Brooklyn nigga that
See?
Burn that shit to the ground for real.
Yeah, I know some New York niggas that'll kill that shit too. I know some niggas in Chicago that will absolutely murder that. But of course, it's taken off, right?
Did this one take it too?
I don't know. I didn't make it. I don't know. All right, let's move on before we. I don't want to start praising you just yet.
Give us more. Give us more.
Yeah.
I ain't
You want me to go again?
I ain't convinced. I ain't convinced.
More.
I ain't convinced. Good, black milk vibes right there. Good Dilla. Loose with the drums. Again, the drums sound phenomenal. Bass line, nice and minimal.
I don't know if this is sexy or sinister.
Both. It could be anything. Yeah. It could be sexy and sinister at the same motherfucking time.
I love that.
It could be a rough sex. Like how much you just want to pull her all over, snatch her motherfucking whole lace front out. So mad fucking you. Damn it. Nasty little motherfucker. Keep moving. Just like that. Keep moving. Hey. Not impressed. Next.
Not impressed. Get the fuck out of here.
Not impressed. Next.
Another one?
Yes, please.
Come on, man. You're two for. Yeah, you got a two for. No, I'm just fucking with you. All this shit's fire. But go ahead. We just want to hear it.
Let's go.
I got one very similar to this. So crazy. If you put something out on this, I would be able to sue your ass and have a legitimate reason in court. Dope. All right. Okay, can we stop?
You know what?
Can we stop? Can we stop just for a second?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I'm gonna put your music on pause for a second, and just make a couple of statements.
Wait, but before you know, because you're gonna give the take.
I might get long-winded, right?
Yeah, let's let me just get my shit out. I feel like everything that we heard has a heartbeat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
oh shit!
It was like very, 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 very emotion filled.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, so, you know, sometimes people can get like caught up and carried away and get lost, and it's like there's no direction, it's all over the place. Like it felt very, very concise.
In tune.
Yeah. Yeah, like deliberate as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really have nothing bad to say about none of them shits, and they was all super different. Like
I do.
What the fuck? What you got?
First of all, the shit sucked. They were all in the same fucking tempo.
I agree. That was true.
They were all in the same. They were all in the same tempo. They didn't suck, but they were all in the same tempo.
Right.
You got to kind of get out of that. If I had anything bad to say, get out of that. The drums are phenomenal. I also think, and this is my own personal opinion.
Right.
And I'm not knocking you because, by the way, before I even say anything else, you're dope as fuck, bro.
Thank you.
You're dope as fuck. Watch how you bring certain things in and out. Give a little bit more mystery, you know what I mean, and not so lay off the repetitiveness. You know what I'm saying? It's something I had to learn. But it depends on the track, the repetitiveness, you know what I mean? Like make the adjustments for the rapper. Maybe the rapper comes in and they need it to be repetitive.
Right.
You know, some rappers needed to have more breaks and jump around. The beat has to jump around a little bit more. And that's not to say that that's how them shits are and you're doing it or anything like that. And it's no knock to you at all. Because I think your production skills are fucking dope. I think that your choice of drums is fucking phenomenal. Yeah. You do something that a lot of producers don't do. And that is tune their drums to the beat.
Yes.
You have to tune your drums just like you tune a guitar or piano to make sure octavely it sounds right. So they sound like they belong together.
Interesting.
A drummer, before he does something, you'll see if it's the Roots or Rolling Stones. The drummer he knows what the next song is. He's tightening the snare, he's tightening the kick, because he knows it has to sound a certain way.
Right.
And as producers, a lot of producers don't understand that them drums have to work cohesively with the beat as well. They have to be tuned so they sound like they belong there and not mechanical, like it was put together on a cookie sheet. You know what I'm saying? Just punched in and you know what I'm saying?
Like literally just punching the same ones.
Yeah, same shit all the time. You know, no. Real producers know that them drums have to be tuned.
Right.
And yeah, and let me ask you that. When because I kind of know where that's at. But when did you feel like I need to start tuning my drums? Because just like all of us in the beginning, you were just running stock drums and you were just doing shit. Of course, you picked out your kick, your snare, your hi-hat, but you didn't tune them. You didn't add effects to them. You didn't add a little reverb or anything like that. You didn't compress them. You didn't do a lot of shit. When did that change for you? Because your drums sound phenomenal.
I appreciate that. Actually, I got to give part of that credit to my man who mixes them, Flames Emoji. He mixes like majority of my beats. But for me, go to what you're saying, it's all about choice. It's all about drum choice, because a lot of the times these drums and sounds are already in tune, because these packs the producers who put the packs together already tuned them a particular way already. So it's all about me.
Work.
Right, that's true.
That doesn't mean they work.
That doesn't mean it's all about what you pick, what you choose, and where you place it in the beat, you know, relative to everything else that's going on.
Because I tune, stack, and do it till it sounds right to my ear.
Stacking is another thing too. That's another thing that's important. It's knowing what to stack on top of each other. That's big. Right. Yeah.
If you want it to sound and have a real heavy like stadium sound.
I know what that shit means.
No, I'm just saying for those that don't know.
You were looking at me.
No, I'm looking at you because I'm talking. Jesus Christ. All right, fuck it. I'm gonna look over here. See how she goes, man. I don't listen. She called in sick last week. She here now. Now she's trying to run the fucking show. I don't know what happens.
We need to go to counseling.
Shit. I don't know. I could bring the engineer in, probably see his face. I wouldn't even recognize him if I saw him, but that's a whole nother fucking bag of beans. Anyways, maybe next week. So stacking the drums, doing all that shit, because we start off, any producer start off, you're using stock shit. And there's a point in time, and this is the question that I was alluding to with you. There's a certain point in time when you are making beats that you start thinking, it sounds right, but it's missing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I know that, like, you probably watched videos and other motherfuckers like, stack your drums and do this and do that, blah blah blah. You know, come to drink your blood, whatever the fuck. But at the same time, you start to understand, yes, I need to start stacking my drums. I need to start doing this. And I need to start compressing them as well. I need to start throwing a gate on certain. When did you push towards that? And because that's important, I think, for a producer, when you realize that you need to start stacking and really tweaking the drums, especially if you got the sample chopped and everything.
I feel like that came into play when I started hearing other producers that I felt like, dang, how they get they sound like that? You know what I'm saying? And I realized that it was through them tweaking and EQing
fucking drum.
those drums, and I've been in battles where I've lost. But
you know, beat battles? You talking about beat battles?
Oh man, all the time, bro. Like,
are you crazy? Why on God? When they first came out with beat battles, you know how many people said, man, you need to go to beat battles. And the war, especially back in the day, and even more so now.
Yeah.
That's where the ideas and the thoughts get stolen. No, trust and believe. Trust and believe. You're talking about
that.
No, you're talking about producers on his level, maybe even higher, that ain't got the wherewithal that he does for certain shit. Right. And just like I spoke about earlier, when you got that mind and you're able to listen, you don't think these motherfuckers are understanding certain samples and certain shit and things that he's doing, and they go back to their crib after that beat battle, even if they fucking won. It doesn't matter. They know sound-wise you killed them.
Yeah.
And then they go back and they tweak and change.
Yeah, of course.
No, man, I've been invited to so many beat battles. Even to this day, I say,
but listen, my thing is this. If you got the sauce, no one can take that from you. That's why I listen, bro. I put out drum kits for people to use my drums. You think I haven't?
Man,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, people go. I can make drums in my sleep. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't bother me. So I got over that quick because it's like everyone.
Well, for me, it's not. For me, it's not that.
Right.
For me, I'm still kind of really old school on certain things.
Okay.
I want a nigga to work. I want a nigga to work for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? No homo. Like, work for it. And if you come up and talk to me and you know what I'm saying, man, you know what I'm saying? I would gladly engage that conversation.
Right.
And would be more inclined to say, hey, why have you ever tried this or do that? As opposed to next time I see you, you sound like me.
Yeah.
In those battles, are you making them from scratch there, or is it you just playing your
a lot of times you come in with your arsenal.
Yeah.
And you play your lowest beat, get the crowd hype, because even your lowest beat should be a banger.
Right.
And then they're gonna come, and depending upon how if your lowest beat is already smashing half of their shit, they're gonna come with their biggest shit to come back at it. And by this time, you've already fucked up half his arsenal. Right. So you got him. You kill him. It's a matter of who goes first, or it doesn't even really matter at that. Because I understand how the beat battles work. I mean, personally, I've been invited, but I'm good. Mm-hmm. But I understand how it works, and that right there is the key. Because if I play my first shit, I'm gonna play the. First of all, I'm bringing. I don't even know. Sometimes they have 5 beats or 4 beats or something. It's not a lot of beats.
Right.
And I'm already bringing bangers. I know what I already thought about. If I did, I'm bringing nothing but bangers.
Right.
I'm talking about my lowest one is so ridiculous that he gotta come with something.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And if he comes with something, that means he's digging in his pile.
Mm-hmm.
He's already digging in his pile. He ain't even playing the first beat he thought he was gonna play.
Right.
He in his bag already. And if he in his bag already, I got him.
So let's get into some creative shit. So I haven't asked this question in like a crazy long time, but if you could take any beat, like something that you might have thought was your favorite or whatever, and like make it your own, or do it how you would have done it, if you will, what beat would that be?
You're talking about somebody else's beat, like a particular song or something, or one of your favorite joints that you could remix. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's a tough one. Because there's so many. Let me think. I probably want to do. It's so many. I'll probably do. Let's see. I'll do
that boy thinking.
Ain't Hard to Tell by Nas Large Pro. I'll probably do that different.
Wow. The produced by Q-Tip.
No, that was Large Professor. He did that.
Large Professor. My bad. Because I'm Large Professor. Yeah, shout out to Large Professor. Yeah. But Q-Tip did produce quite a few joints on that album.
He did One
if
Love.
I'm not mistaken.
And that was it. That's all he did. He did One Love.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Positive.
Listen, I gotta. You gotta respect your elders, man. Look, my brain is not working all the way 100%. You know what I'm saying? Can I get that?
Pump your brakes there, my friend.
Come on, man. I got gray all up in my brain and shit, nigga. I'm just trying to remember. I'm thinking broken glass everywhere.
You know what? No, you're done. No time out.
No, I'm not.
So if you
I guess I am.
Could pick any joint on Reasonable Doubt,
come on,
and redo it, which one would you do?
I probably do The Evils over. The Evils by Primo.
Okay.
I do that one over. I love that.
Yeah, boy, that's like a motherfucker going to American Idol and they're saying, what song you want to do? And you say Whitney Houston. You better fucking bring it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, think about it.
Yeah, I agree.
Shit, there's certain songs that don't need to be redone, and you just can't fuck with that.
Right. But I'll do that.
What?
Speaking of,
what's the name of that? So I think Pharrell redid Dead Presidents in a different key for the Black Album. And I forgot what the name of the fucking song is. I'm high off the life, but I can't think of the Allure.
That was not Beats by the Pound, by the way.
Shut all the way the fuck
I love fucking with her about Beats by the Pound because I just don't understand the thought process.
That's fine. I forgot what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Damn. But okay. Sorry. What I'm saying was, what do you think about something like that? Like when you think about the two beats and the different perspectives, like, do you think he accomplished what he set out to accomplish?
Absolutely, because what you just told, I didn't know that. I didn't know he took that same sample from Dead Presidents and used it for Allure. I just learned something new. So absolutely, I think that's incredible. That he was able to take that and do it his own way, which he did phenomenally. So yeah, I think it's cool, but sometimes I feel guys, they'll take a popular sample, or I would say a sacred sample, and just ride off of that. I hate that because it's like, and flip it.
That shit would just be everywhere. Like,
yeah, and it's like, I'm like, you ain't even do like I don't. That's like a pet peeve of mine. If I know the sample and you not doing something better or different than the
Just
last
a
one?
basic loop.
Yeah.
The drum pattern may be different, but it's just the loop.
You know, I kind of felt like that when we went through that the reggaeton era where it was like there was 43 songs with the exact same
Drum pattern
and beat. Like I was very confused.
I feel like that was intentional because that was I don't mind that because I feel like
how that is though. Like,
yeah,
depends.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me because I think that was all intentional for sure. And even some reggae just got that same thing going.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like that doesn't matter. But for hip hop, it's just. I mean, it was always about being different than the next man,
right? At
one point, because now it's like you could just get a template and go online and create a beat. Nothing but right. And you're a producer now. So, but I see what you're saying with that, but no, that was intentional. That's a groove.
With that being said, like, rest in peace tape that it was actually from Danbury, Connecticut. Rest in peace. Wow. He came out here to Chicago. I met him, and we had a conversation about putting together a remix album where we found some of the best songs we thought. We found the acapellas we agreed upon. We had to sit down, hold your digs, and we put it out on at the time, this was 2008, 2009, I think, on what's that? It's not even a thing anymore too much. It's called WordPress. We put it out on WordPress, and it was called because I lived in Pilsen at the time, and it was called Pilsen Academy, the prerequisite. And so we agreed, old school tracks. We find the acapellas, and we make beats, and then put them shits together with the beats. You know what I'm saying? And then put the album together and blah, blah, blah. So one of the things that I did, because I did Juicy, Biggie Smalls. It was one of the first ones I did. I did a few of them. We did 5 apiece, so it's 10 of them. But I just want to play this because if we're talking about changing a song, and this is one of the ones that people go, what the fuck? Well, they used to back then. When they heard it, they went, what the fuck is that?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And they were like, oh shit. So I'm going to play this real quick.
Okay.
I know what it sounds like. You got that. Excuse the quality. It's a very old,
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack, Mr. Magic Mall and Mall. I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke, the hard. You never thought that hip hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up like the world trade. Born sinner, the opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner? Easter Raw G, Brucey B, Kid Capri, Funk Master Flex, Love Bug, Star Ski. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call the Crips, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga.
Let it ride out cause you're gonna see the change ups. I apologize for the quality. I just found this today in my archives.
I made the change from a common thief to up close and personal with Robin Leach. And I'm far from cheap. I smoke skunk with my peeps all day. Spread love, it's the Brooklyn way. The Moet and Alizé keep me pissy. Girls used to diss me. Now they write letters cause they miss me. I never thought it could happen, this rapping stuff. I was too used to packing gats and stuff. Now honeys play me close like butter play toast. From the Mississippi down to the East Coast. Condos in Queens, in dope for weeks. Sold out seats to hear Biggie Smalls speak. Living life without fear. Putting 5 carats in my baby girl ear. Lunches, brunches, interviews by the pool. Considered a fool cause I dropped out of high school. Stereotypes of a black male misunderstood. And it's still all good, And if you don't know, now you know, nigga.
The last verse is killed. The last verse is killed. I changed the beat up and nuts.
Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this. 50-inch screen, money green, leather sofa. Got 2 rides, a limousine with the chauffeur. Phone bill about 2 G's flat. No need to worry, my accountant handles that. And my whole crew is lounging. Celebrating every day, no more public housing. Thinking back on my one-room shack. Now my mom pimps an act with minks on her back. And she loved to show me off, of course. Smiles every time my face is up in the sauce. We used to fuss when the landlord dissed us. No heat, wonder why Christmas missed us. Birthdays was the worst days. Now we sip champagne when we thirsty. Damn right, I like the life I live. Cause I went from negative to positive, and it's all. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga.
All right. So, anyways, the point of that is like
Interesting.
Yeah, you got to make it interesting, and in such a pivotal song, because even motherfuckers at that particular time, they're still like kind of fresh off of Biggie's death.
Yeah.
This is 2000, I want to say 2008, 9, right around the same time I did that other shit that I played earlier. So, yeah, so it's difficult to think about how would you approach it, you know what I mean? So the approach is key. How do you change it? How do you make it, in your eyes, maybe better? But it's a tough thing. It's a really tough thing, and it's like a pendulum, man. It's the shit could make you sound great, or the shit will make you sound like, what the fuck is he doing? He just fucked with something he shouldn't even have touched.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that, fam?
No, that's why I don't do remixes. Like, I'm not a big, because it's like certain things I just let it be, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm real big on that, So I commend people, even yourself, when it came to you doing that. I commend you for even doing that, because it's not easy, and that was a good remix for that song.
No, it's not at all.
It's not easy. Like, and I hats off to people that do that. I have producer friends that are incredible, that have done remixes over with my drums, and I'm like, how did you even do that? And they do it. So
right.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit more about your radio show and
okay.
And what's that really all about? We kind of understand how it came about, which is your man's Overlord,
right?
Doing it. Pardon me. On Instagram, because I'll be honest with you, we started off on Instagram. Okay. And I realized I had to make a pivot. Have you guys guess that's 2-part? How did it start? We know it was on Instagram, and are you guys still on Instagram? The other part is, have you figured out that you really need to start to pivot at this point, or have you already pivoted?
Well, we actually tried to pivot to Twitch, but the thing with Twitch is that a lot of our demographic
Bad move.
Say again.
I said bad move. Twitch is really 99.9% gamers, and you got to be a gamer, kind of, sort of, in that stream, that field first.
Right.
And, even academics was a gamer first.
Right. So we didn't stay there too long. We have a profile there, but we don't really go over there. So we are on Instagram for now exclusively, but we're looking to go to YouTube eventually. For sure.
Here's this thing, man. Because I appreciate you so much, I'm going to talk to you off camera, and I'm going to help you accelerate this, because I really feel like after having this conversation with you, I feel like you're dead serious about what you're doing. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I think your music sounds absolutely phenomenal, especially the drums. Me, I'm really keen on drums, and people tell me that my sound has a certain sound as well. And these are the things I was talking to you about, and in part of the conversations that we've had on the show tonight. But I'm going to extend the hand out to you. You know what I mean? Not a hand out, a hand up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's important that we clarify the way we speak to each other. You know what I'm saying? This is not a handout. This is a hand up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't understand you. I overstand you. You know what I mean? We have to rethink how we talk to each other as people of melanin, so that, you know, there's no misunderstanding. Nothing is misconstrued. You know what I'm saying? And I think, you know, to get into something really quick, because I wanted to ask you about this whole Takeoff situation. And I'm not trolling. We are not trolling or anything like that. It's just because this has been very detrimental to the hip hop game.
Absolutely.
As much as I'm not in that type of music,
right,
I still had respect for what they did to the culture, because one of my things is, as groups or producers, when people ask me my top 5 producers, these are people that have changed the landscape. If you didn't change the landscape, my guy, you're just a producer.
Yeah.
You have to change the landscape is how everybody else starts thinking about how they have to do shit.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre changed the landscape. Timberland changed the landscape. Swiss Beats changed the landscape. You know what I'm saying? Kanye changed the landscape. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Dilla changed the landscape. That's 5 that actually changed the landscape of how we listen, and not only how we listen, but how we interpretate and how we go about from that point.
Right.
So these things are like, all of these kinds of things are important. And as much as I didn't listen to Migos, I did listen to them because it was shoved down everybody's throat. But I respect the fact that they changed the landscape.
I rather enjoy it.
They changed the landscape. And they weren't followers. They made people follow their shit.
Yes.
Their march. They marched at the beat of their own drum. And now we got a whole generation or two of rappers that don't even know that they're being the Migos right now.
Right.
Real shit.
Right.
So just because it's so important that we understand things as hip hop people, because the culture is the culture, you know?
Right.
We're like punk rockers, right? A punk rocker can check a punk rocker in the crowd and he knows if he's real or not, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you love hip hop music, we see a motherfucker in the crowd, not just how they dress, but how they carry themselves, how they do shit. I'm so used to wearing hoodies. I'm trying to grab the strings. I keep. So we recognize it, and when you were able to recognize it, it is a culture. How you speak to me, how I speak to you. It's part of the culture. How we dress, how we identify ourselves. It's a culture. It's anti-popular culture, but it's a culture nonetheless. And by the way, the biggest culture on the fucking planet.
That's very true.
Hands down.
1000%.
Bigger than country, bigger than pop. By the way, all of them have been influenced by hip hop, the culture, because nowadays you can't even tell what a country song sound like. For real, they're using 808 drums, they doing all kinds of shit.
Right.
Pop music, they want all the biggest rappers and everything on their shit, and all the hip hop producers making their shit.
Speaking of this new era, this new age of music, is there any person that you think that you could just make beautiful music with? Like something you think you could just like the creativity would just be off the charts?
If I'm in a session with Cole, I know I could go crazy. J. Cole, that is.
J. Cole? Come on, man. He is savage.
Yeah.
Every time I ask that question, that's the answer.
Everybody said J. Cole.
Everybody says
I personally would say Kendrick Lamar,
Kendrick Lamar
then J.
too.
Cole,
Kendrick Lamar too.
then Griselda. Griselda would be, I would probably want to fuck with Griselda right away.
Yeah, Griselda is dope. I like them. Benny, Conway, they all fire.
They're all fire.
That is very interesting. That everybody is like,
yeah. No, but if you were in the culture, that's what I'm talking about. If you were in the culture, it's not that interesting because if you're in the culture, that's the thought process.
But that shit is interesting, though. I swear, it really is. That's funny.
Man, you better start picking up and smelling what I'm putting down.
That shit is funny. Funny.
Yeah, but no. Like I said, Cole is definitely one I would love to work with. Kendrick. Trying to think of somebody else different though. Oh, Rome Streets, he's dope.
Stop playing. What about Stove God Cooks?
Stove God is out of control. He's crazy. I actually know his cousin, Eddie James. Shout out to Eddie James.
Shout out to Eddie James. Out of Syracuse. What about Mac Homie?
Mac Homie's crazy. Yeah, Mac Homie he's super like low key though. Like I wish.
Yeah, man, you gotta get in there. You gotta see. That's the thing about the culture. It's so rich. It's so rich.
Very flavorful.
You know what I'm saying? You got other brands of music, and no slight to them. Right. Other brands of music that, country music, you know what I'm saying? Now my girl done left me, it's kind of almost saying, give me a beer and let's drink on up, it's kind of the same shit. Yeah, when you have
that's my shit though, for real.
Such a beautiful thing as hip hop, man. Depending on how deep you want to dig, this shit could get crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
You'll find motherfuckers, if you want to go down that rabbit hole, you'll find motherfuckers that you've never heard of that are brilliant in what they do.
Yes.
And the message and the things that they're saying is conveyed in such a eloquent way that you're just dumbfounded. You're like, fuck, what did I just hear? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With that being said, where do you think you fall in that? Are you here? Do you believe that you are mediocre? Do you believe you're struggling to be mediocre and to get there? Where do you think you are?
I feel like I'm almost at a breakthrough. I feel like it's around the corner because I've been hitting the ground real hard, just going to different places, different beat battles, meeting different people. Real hard these past 5 years, and I could go into like key moments of people that I've met that have changed either my life or they helped me level up in my career.
Right.
I'll go into one, and this was May 2017. It was a beat battle, and this beat battle was judged by Camouflage Monk, who I'm sure you know, producer.
Camouflage,
yeah, Camouflage Monk. You had oh shucks, one of the beat nuts.
I think I know what you're talking about. He's the main one. Yeah. Anyways, I got a country cup.
Yeah, not the DJ, but the rapper, the MC.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, and I can't think of his name either right now, but I know exactly who you're talking about. Those out there listening, they know who you're talking about.
That's just some shit.
Yeah, because it's bothering me right now, and I'm not going to lose my mind. I'm just going to let it ride.
Yeah. And then the third judge was Sean J. Period, who he produced 2 joints off the Black Star album that came out in 98. So
trust me, I used to listen to that joint all the time.
That beat battle, I ended up winning, and I got connected with Sean J. Period, who to this day, like, he's like a brother, an older brother. Yeah. And his mentorship.
Can we give him a shout out real quick?
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah. You ain't gonna say his name while we give him a shout out. Say his name, bro.
Sean J. Period, man, legendary producer.
Let's go, man.
Incredible guy. So
Sanjay,
meeting him,
he said you like his brother. He said you like his brother. If you out there listening, he said you like his brother. Take that serious, bro.
Yeah, man. And his mentorship has definitely groomed me to a point where I know how to move around in this game, you know what I'm saying, better. And building with him, he took me out to DC and I was, doing beat battles out there and got my name out there. And eventually I came across an artist. And it's funny because he was the one to tell me to go to this showcase, and her name is Kumbaya, who's like,
That's a hell of a name, by the way. I want to say that. That's a hell of a name because it implies, hey, hold on, the sun shining, kumbaya. But it also implies African drums. It also implies a sense of the motherland. You know what I'm saying? African drum beat and shit. If you really think about the name Kumbaya, that is not from the Caucasus Mountains. Just saying.
Right. But bro, and I mean, when you want to talk about,
does she sing? Does she sing?
No,
or rap?
She rap. Listen,
and I bet you she hard as shit, hardcore to the point. This ain't no kumbaya, not for the Caucasians. This ain't the kumbaya. You were on the boat and smelling, you know what I'm saying, sunflowers and shit. No, this is probably some more real serious. Love the name though. That's my point.
Yeah.
What other artists are you working with? Working with
I like I said, I don't right now. I'm just trying to create just beats, but as far as artists, it's really her. I'm working with another kid who he's super dope as well. But it's not too many artists I just work with. Like I'm still just building and networking and I don't spread myself thin because a lot of these people out here, and I'll just say it, they have their own agendas with this music. They'll probably want to do it just to get known and get money or do other things. You could get a job and do all of that. Like this music I do this because it's in me. It doesn't shut off, Not many people that
I've been saying, Mm-hmm. I've been saying, I was just telling her, like, the brain doesn't stop working. Yeah, sometimes I'll be in bed and don't let me get an idea. I'll be staring at the ceiling and I got to get up. I got to move around. I got to go in the lab. I got to get this shit out of my system. Cause if I don't, I will be staring at the ceiling all night long.
And I mean, for me, like I work a 9 to 5. I drive trucks for a living. So, and I have kids and I'm married. So I don't make beats during the day. Like when I have time, it's either early in the morning before I even go to work, or it'll be like right now, when everyone's going to sleep, I may have some time to do something.
Oh no, that's generally the same shit for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna lie.
What keeps you motivated or inspired? Actually.
Man, you hear that a lot. You hear, what keeps me inspired is just, it may sound weird, but knowing that.
No, speak your fucking truth. Speak your truth.
What keeps me inspired is knowing that I could still make music, knowing that I could still put something together, if that makes any sense. Knowing that I'm still here, do it, because there's others that. No, knowing that I still have the drive to do it, because there's people that I've known that are great, talented, but they don't have the drive and push to do it.
It happens. Sometimes you get burnt out.
Yeah,
if you go hard, sometimes you get burnt out. I've been burnt out. Shit, I've been actually making music since I was 16. So I've been burnt out multiple times where I had to take a fucking break.
Right. So. But that keeps me inspired, and my kids and family keeps me inspired.
Okay.
Sure.
We already know part of the motivation is family, because we spoke on the brilliance of your wife and and that's a motivator. That's why I say all the time, it is so important to find the right person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, being a creative person doesn't necessarily just have to be music. You could be creative in the kitchen. You could be a crafter, or you could be a painter, or a person that draws those funny faces. You know what I'm saying? At the boardwalk, of people. But that's what he loves to do.
Right.
And you have to understand that a certain amount of time is going to be spent doing that and him perfecting his craft.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's important. And so for any of you young motherfuckers out there listening, I'm going to tell you, before you even decide to get into a relationship, make sure, if you are a truly creative person, make sure you find somebody that's right and that understands that. Because if not, you're going to crash and burn.
Yeah.
Fact.
That's a big.
Secondly, I want to say this real quick. This is probably going to be one of my last questions before I want to hear maybe one or two more of your beats.
Okay.
I might be able to steal some. Joking. Not joking. No, but seriously, if you went back in time right now, all of the knowledge that you have, what would you tell yourself when you got that first MPC? What would you whisper in your young self ear?
Man, that's a good one. I would tell myself to go ahead and do the music now. Go for it right then and there at that moment. Go and start doing beat battles at 19 years old, and don't start when you're 27. That's what I'll tell myself. That's what I'll tell myself. Straight up. Start right now. You ready? You know what I'm saying? Like,
basically, you would tell him, your young self, be fearless.
Go for it. And I say that because I see another guy. I don't like comparing my age and where people are in their life, but I've seen people.
Don't stop cutting.
No, I know, but he has to understand something. This is what this whole shit is about. Speak your truth. I just talked about fucking.
He was in the middle, was saying it.
I know, but he said he don't want to say it. I don't want to be like, man, just fucking say it. Just fucking say it, because I know what you're gonna say. Just say it.
So, I've seen people go from 19 years old, right, going hard at it, and being at the age I am now, Grammys, doing it full time,
right,
placement. You know what I'm saying? And I look at that like, you know what? If I would have started myself then, taking it serious and not letting other distractions of me, going to school for business administration, which is total BS, because it's like, what am I really going to do with that? So yes, I would tell myself, go for it now before you're 21. Go hard at it now. That's exactly what I'll say, because I feel I'm not talking about you. Just listen, go for it now, right now. You only can whisper in the ear. You can't look at yourself. You can't do nothing. You got to be that ghost in the head. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. That's why I'll say just go for it now. Don't go to college. You know what I'm saying? Link up with people to help you get your sound right, but go for it now. And that's it.
That's beautiful that you say that. That's beautiful that you say that, because where's your drive right now? It also speaks it speaks to where your drive is right now, right?
Yes.
And where you're going and where you see yourself. And I will say this, and my co-host hates me talking. She would have hated the show when she didn't show up, because it was fucking an hour and a half of me just spilling everything. Because I didn't have nothing, you know what I mean? But anyways, the work that it takes to do this, and let me just wrap it all up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And while I say this, I would like for you to expound on it, and then I'm going to shoot it to my illustrious co-host, and then even shoot it to the engineer, who's I think I hear him yawning. Shit must be boring. Shit must be boring.
All right, get to it. What's up?
Oh damn! Now you made me flip the script and lost my train of thought. But so we were talking about if you could whisper in the ear of the younger you. Now the older you knows better now.
Yeah.
The older you is aspire. Are you aspiring or you doing? And now I remember. So what I learned in all the years of doing all of this shit is one key thing, is to speak in definites.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this all the time, and because I want this podcast to end at a certain note, which we always do, which is to make sure it makes fucking sense. The jokes and everything and all that, but it all has to make sense. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, speaking in definites, you have to not make yourself, but maybe sometimes you do. Some people do have to make themselves speak in definites because they're so used to saying, I'm going to try, I might. Hey, you going to come over tomorrow? I'll see. And this is what makes us lose faith in certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to start speaking in definites and making the people around us understand it's either yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
I am not. And also, with that being said, when you speak to other people, you're also speaking to yourself. Well, I'm going to try to make it. No. I'm going to make it.
Right.
This is a thought process. I'm going to make it. When I spoke to you about my podcast, I told you it's a small podcast, but we out of here. I told you straight up, right? I said, we small, but we going.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke in definites.
Right.
You have to speak in definites in order for things to happen, and you also have to be consistent, but always speak in definites. I am coming. I am not going. Well, do you like so-and-so? Yes or no? Maybe. Nah. We have to start speaking in definites.
All right.
And I'm going to tell you, with just a little bit that I've heard from you, man, God bless you and everything else. That's like the elder getting ready to whoop the kid. You know what I'm saying? Not really. But God bless you.
Thank you.
Because you're dope as fuck.
Thank you.
The only thing that I have to say about this interview, my guy, and this is an OG to a young man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Speak your shit into existence. I'm not saying that you're not.
Right.
I'm just saying, start speaking in definites. A couple of things I heard, I didn't say nothing, but I had to get here. I had to hear all that to get to here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
and even when you're talking to the young self,
Right.
you were talking to your young self, like, do it. That's definites, right?
Right.
But even as we talk right now, you like, no. And I kept interrupting and I kept saying, nah, you that guy. I'm trying to tell you. And I'm coming from a place where I've been there, I've done a lot of shit. And I'm not trying to toot my horn. I'm just trying to give information.
Right.
Speak your shit in definites, bro. You got everything. You got all the key elements. You got a wife that has got your back. You got absolutely great music.
Mm-hmm.
You have a radio show too. Everything at this point you should be speaking, sir.
Yeah.
Is definites.
Right.
Not maybe, not mights. I try this and that. No, I do. We're doing. We're going. We're making this happen. It's going down.
Yeah.
Nothing less. And I'm not taking anything away from you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just speaking because maybe somebody else needs to hear that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe my motherfucking co-host need to hear that because she called in sick last week. Anyways, And maybe I shouldn't talk the way I talk. Because when I said I was
think you baited me
butt
to
fucking and
I'm
shit,
not gonna do it.
no, I'm not baiting you. I'm not baiting you. Never. You'd know. Anyways, but with that being said, I'm gonna lead it off to my co-host real quick, then you, and then we're gonna let the engineer speak his mind, and I'm gonna shut it down after that.
But what are we speaking our mind about? You never.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever, just whatever.
Whatever the fuck's on your heart.
I mean, I really ain't got nothing on my heart. I appreciate you coming to do our modest podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like I really enjoy.
Fuck that. It ain't modest, nigga. We going. Shut up. All right.
I really really enjoyed the beats. The conversation was refreshing. I loved having someone that likes the same facet of hip hop that I super duper really appreciate. You know what I'm saying? It was great. Yeah. It was great. Thank Absolutely. You.
Go ahead, engineer.
I just want to say, man, thanks for coming to the show, man. And just keep doing you, bro. Just keep doing you.
Appreciate it.
Oh, wow.
Another thing.
So insightful.
If I could tell my younger self something, I would have told him, take your ass, accept that scholarship, and go play football.
Well, you better stop. What? This nigga just what the fuck?
Right, damn. I didn't
goddamn.
That was the actual question.
Yeah, that was the actual question.
Shit.
Okay.
So I felt I needed to get that out there. Play ball.
Play ball. At the end of the day, isn't that the consensus?
Yeah.
Play ball. But who you playing ball with though?
I guess whoever necessary.
I mean, you got to be clear on who you playing ball with. Anyways, let me just say this little shit, and then KEL C, I'd like you to end us out.
Play us out.
Yeah. Or what did you say?
Play us out.
Yeah, play us out with some music after, and then I would like you to, say whatever you want to say, get it off your chest and all that type of shit. We as a matter of fact, we got to bring that back. Mm-hmm. That's a little inside thing with the show, but I want to say this, and to sum up everything that we're talking about. And by the way, anyone here or not here, hackers and not that has anything to say, go ahead. Interrupt me real quick because my thought process is really going. As we sit here right now in the midst of KEL C, the producer, the radio show host, and his process of getting where he's at, right? Mm-hmm. And the music and the culture and everything. Let's be clear, people. When you have a calling, accept the calling.
Right.
Accept the calling. Accept it and then give it your all. Mm-hmm. This is to all the youngsters out there. Even though there's a million motherfuckers dropping music every fucking day and something is telling you, I can't. But there's another part that's over there saying in your brain, I can. Do it. Follow your calling. I don't give a fuck if it's just music. It could be breakdance. It could be painting. It could be MCing. It could be maybe you feel like you have a voice that can change and do whatever. And maybe your thing is watching anime and doing whatever, and you now you've been sitting in the room, you're not outside talking to people, but you're perfecting your voice. And now you have a great voice. You can do all accents, you can do whatever. Then follow your fucking dream. Mm-hmm. Follow your dream. Follow your shit. Follow your calling.
Leave it at that.
No, one more thing. Speak to yourself and to other people indefinites. And those of you that don't understand what definites are, not indefinite, but definites, speak right now. I can, I can't. Yes or no, no gray areas. I am, I'm not. 2 parts, no gray areas, no maybes. I'ma try, give it my best. None of that shit. Speak your shit into existence. And I'm done right there. And I'm going to leave this man right here, KEL C, the producer. We heard his music. Beautiful. The radio host. We going to find out.
Tell us how to get in contact with you.
You can follow me on Instagram, KEL_C1000, and the link in my bio, you'll see everything there. I'm also on Facebook as well. Actually, that's how he came in contact with me. He was on Facebook, so you can find me there as well. Follow my show, Overlord Radio, on Instagram as well, and that's about it. But to speak in definite, I'm gonna say this, and I don't say this often, but I really mean this. When it's all said and done, those guys you mentioned, the Dillas, the Primos, all of them, Dre, Kanye, you see those names. It's been a while since you had someone else. There's a slot next to them, and my name, when it's all said and done, my name will be next to one of those guys.
You heard what he said. He said it will be next to them.
Your list of guys do you have something available to play us out?
Yeah, I got something right now. I'll share. Let me share the
Come on, man.
Let's go.
I need to hear that. No. What I want to hear is a nice. I'm going to tell you what I want to. Not what you want to play.
Yeah, let me know what you want to hear.
Taking us out. It needs to knock. It needs to feel good, and it needs to be somber. No. That's a real thing, right?
That's hilarious. And I'm excited.
No, just do your thing.
Right,
I believe in you.
All right, here we go.
I can feel the vibe already. You know what I was talking about. All right. This has been unwrapped. Man, gratitude. Solid gratitude to my mans, KEL C and Overlord Radio, all that. I might be saying it wrong, but shit, if so, I stand corrected. But
I think it's been one.
Man, it's been beautiful, bro. It's been great. It's been beautiful. And when I gave you that little for that beat, you did exactly what I was thinking of.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that was great.
Hey, listen. This has been Unwrapped. I'm your man's Heat Detector, man. Check us out, man, on Facebook. Boy, Heat Detector Unwrapped. Check us out on motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, YouTube. Unwrapped. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe, boy. We out here. We doing this shit, man. Tell these people once again, just in case they don't know how to find your ass. Everywhere.
Again, I'm on Instagram, KEL_C1000. And hit me, DM me if you want to talk, chat, whatever. That's where I'm at. That's my main.
Chopped up right there. You chopped up a little bit. Say it slow, fam. You chopped up just a little bit.
I'm gonna put it in the chat right here. I don't know if I'm able to, but I'll say it again. It's KEL_C1000. That's where you'll find me, right there.
Okay. Is that everywhere?
That's well, on Twitter is Last Breed, but you'll find everything on Instagram. I'm always giving that out because you'll find everything in the link in my bio. That's my central location right there.
My man, that's your link tree and all that shit.
Exactly, yeah. So
all right, well, shout out to everybody. Shout out to Kid.
Yes, sir.
The nigga that said CT in the building. That's Connecticut, goddamn.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to everybody that stepped in real quick and listen. You know what I mean? Next time, don't be shy, man. Hit that link, man, and jump in. Shout out to everybody that even fucks with us and you know what I'm saying, unwrap. You know what I mean? We trying. We ain't trying, goddamn it.
I was just about to say,
doing.
Did you say we're trying?
No, I had to say it. You know what I mean? I had to start off with that. I got to start off with that just to show motherfuckers I'm on point.
Tell me something.
You know what I'm saying? No, it's not a game. This is mathematics I'm playing. This is not checkers, man. I'm playing chess.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
This shit live.
Yeah. No, baby. No, baby. This shit real. Anyways, thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Much gratitude to you, my sir. You've been amazing, man, tonight. Man, tonight has been brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
It's been amazing. It's been insightful. It's been funny as shit.
Natural connection.
Yeah, man. All that, everything she said. Right. You know what I mean? And with that being said, man, let's call this one. And by the way, just one more thing, because I gotta say it.
We want to change the name to Just One More Thing.
Yeah, that could be Heat Detector, aka Just One More Thing.
Like,
and I'm with that. No. I'm with that. See, but you're making it last longer than it's supposed to.
Well, goddamn it.
Man, shit, I don't want to interrupt because then you'll start telling me that I interrupted people too much. You see? Okay. So here it goes. All I want to say is check us out on Facebook. Check us out on YouTube. I got to stare her down. And you know, I don't like saying it, but
we want a concentration on YouTube.
Yeah, we're trying to move everybody.
Yes,
not trying. Before, we are moving you, motherfuckers.
If you watch a right 2-hour podcast and you don't subscribe, you are an asshole. And I meant that when I said it the first time. So please, people, get it together. Come on, seriously, I can't take this.
All right, it is what it is. All right, and it's gonna be a second or so, but you know, we out. Shout out to
us,
KEL C. Nah, he the coldest right now. I don't know. Should we?
Shout out to
Connecticut. Make him a friend of the.
Oh yes. Shout out to Connecticut.
Shout out to Long Island. Shout out to
yes, sir.
Should we make him a?
No.
No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Woo! She said not yet. That means you got to prove yourself because you don't even know what we're talking about. But I'll let you know, fam. I'll let you know. She said not yet. I had to go with my co-host on that.
Part 2.
Yeah. Part 2. We can dig a little deeper.
Yeah. These beats are fantastic. We need more.
Yeah. Shout out to that. We're going to end this right now. Thank you, everybody, for fucking showing up. Thank you if you just showed up for a second. Thank you if you're going to show up next time. Thank you if you're going to show up while we're not even live. Thank you so much.
Be loved and be safe.